Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Meggie from Meggie's Craftyverse, and this channel is all about cozy hobbies, which at the moment my favorite cozy hobby is reading. And if you've seen my last videos, you'll know I'm definitely in my reading era, but don't worry, I will have other kind of videos coming up. I'm hoping to do some writing ones, some gaming ones, just like cozy vlogs in general, so I'm quite excited about that. But today, if you've read the title, this is a how much I read in a week video. How many pages I read in a week is what I'm doing. So this was from Monday the 14th week onwards, so I did Monday to Sunday. So I'm gonna go through how many pages I read each day. It definitely depends on obviously if it's a work day, if I'm really into the book, if I read on my lunch break, or if I didn't have time or wasn't in the mindset. It definitely kind of like picks and chooses its way. So on Monday the 14th, I was already reading Legendary. So I was on page 209 and then I ended on 305. I got it up on my PC screen, so hence why I keep looking up, so I do apologise. So I read 96 pages of Legendary on Monday, which for me on a work day is pretty good. I do actually most of my reading technically at work when I'm like on my lunch break. When I come home, I don't tend to do, sometimes I do reading, sometimes I don't. It's very weird, like for some reason I just always get more of my reading done at work, but that kind of depends on the book. If I'm really into the book, I'll definitely read at home as well, but I read multiple books at once, and sometimes I do buddy reads or reading with other people, so these are books I'm just reading by myself. So then on Tuesday, I started on page 305 and I finished on page 416, and that was 111 pages of Legendary. This is, I think, when it started to like pick up and get really good. Like I was very excited to read it. So that was it finished, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was it. I finished that, so I finished on page 416. I do apologise as this is like all over the place. This is the first time I've like actually tracked my reading and I wasn't sure where else to put it, so it's just on my PC screen, so that's why I keep looking up, so I do apologise if that's distracting. So then on Wednesday the 16th of October I started reading Finale, so obviously started on page 0, finished on page 41. I found it a little bit difficult to get into Finale. I feel like Caraval I raced through. Legendary I raced through more towards the end because like the story really started to like pick up and get interesting, but I prefer Scarlet over Tella, so I felt like I was pretty burnt out at the end of Legendary from like Tella's point of view, and then Finale started with Tella's point of view because Finale is both of them, Scarlet and Tella, so I felt like I kind of burnt myself out on Tella's point of view, so I kind of slumped a little bit. I was on page 41 and I was like, and the thing about it is that page 41 I'm pretty sure was in the beginning of, let me see, yeah, it was the beginning of Scarlet's point of view, but I was just like, I couldn't get in the mindset to read. So what I did was I wanted to pick up a palette cleanser, and as you may have like known from my previous book videos now of kind of every book I've read so far this year, my top 5 favorite books, that sort of thing. I prefer fantasy books, like, I am a fantasy book girly, that's just what I read. So I wanted to try and get into romance books to see what all the hype was, and I'm sure you've all heard of the series, the Chestnut Spring series, and I love cowboy movies, I love westerns and everything like that, so I was like, well, if I'm gonna get into a romance book, it might as well be something with a theme that I'm interested in, so that was cowboys. So I started reading Flawless by Elsie Silver on my Kindle. Again, beat my Kindle stickers. And I read, let me see, so we're on Thursday, so that was Thursday the 17th. I read 55 pages of Flawless. And then on Friday the 18th of October, I continued with just reading Flawless. I started on page 55, finished on page 189 of Flawless. So I was getting there, I read over 100 pages. I just realized I haven't even totaled up these. So sorry, hold on. So I read 134 pages of Flawless on Friday, the 18th of October. I cannot believe that I forgot to total up the end of these, but whoops. So yeah, I read 134 pages on Friday, and then Saturday I actually finished Flawless. So I read from page 189 to 407, and that equaled 218 pages, and I read that in about 2 hours. For Kindle, I think I can definitely read 100 pages in an hour around about. Physical books a little bit different depending on how long the book is, how big the text is, if it's small, if it's big, if it's like hard to read. It all kind of depends. So I read 218 pages on Saturday and finished Flawless. So that was like my first introduction to like a romance. Loved it. Rated at 4 stars. Want to read the rest of the series, so very excited. I actually want physical copies. I went into reading this being like, it's on Kindle Unlimited, I don't need to get physical copies, these will be nice palette cleansers. I loved it way more than I thought I was going to. I need to get the physical copies. I want to actually like tab some of the banter that they have, because I love the two main characters' banter, so I want to tab some of it because it's funny. And maybe that's a video I'll do actually, is tabbing some of my favourite books, because I haven't really tabbed at all. I actually do have annotation tabs, I just haven't used them yet, but I really want to, so maybe I'll do that in a later video. And then finally on Sunday the 20th of October I started reading Finale again from page 41 to page 100. It definitely started to pick up. I have since finished Finale because obviously another week has passed since then. I'm trying to catch up on myself content wise, so I actually have finished Finale since then. I actually finished it on the Tuesday after that Sunday, so only took a couple days more reading to finish it. Overall loved the Caraval series. It was a 4-star series for me. Really happy that I have finished it. You know, it feels like, you know, I've completed a series, and everyone, you know, knows how great it is to feel like you've completed a series. And obviously start a new series, Flawless, so I can't wait to get physical copies of those. But I'm not going to rush through them because they are, from what I can remember, people talking about them, they're an interconnected series, so I don't need to read them back to back. So I'm gonna like have them as like palette cleansers in between. So yeah, I'll probably do another update video on, you know, what I've read and where I'm up to, because I have a new favorite 5-star read, which you will probably find out about in one of the next videos. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed doing this. It was like a fun challenge to see, you know, how much I could read in a day and how much I averaged and what kind of affected it. If it was a really busy day at work and my mind was really tired, I kind of just watched book vlogs and ate on my lunch. But then if I was really into the book and felt like my mind was clear, I was like fully like invested in reading. Like I was quickly eating and then reading for like 40 minutes. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, that's where I got up to with those. So yeah, I shall see you in the next video. If you've got any suggestions, please leave a comment of what you'd like to see next. Would you like to see more kind of like actual reading vlogs of like me vlogging my reading of, you know, certain books? You can get my thoughts as I read through them. I'll try and make them spoiler free, but if people want to, you know, listen to spoiler ones as well, we can do that and have like a full rundown of the book. That sounds like fun because that's what I like to watch as well. So yeah, just let me know what you'd like to see. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and please consider subscribing. I am hoping to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. We're actually like, we're doing quite well. We're on 64 at the moment. Obviously I had subscribers before redoing my channel again, but if we can get to 100 subscribers, that would mean the absolute world to me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.